Good evening and welcome to the City of Laurel Planning Commission meeting, the 598th regular meeting. It's nice to be here in person to see the commissioners and our council member. Before we have the roll call, we have a new staff member, and I would like to ask Director Robert Love to please introduce her.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Chair. Yes, we have Emily Klein Gibson, who comes in to be she's one of our planner ones. She's worked here for a few months now. This is her first presentation at Planning Commission, so we're very excited to have her. She's done a great job so far, and we hope to, continue that through the years.
Thank you. Emily, welcome.
Welcome.
Ms. Quillen, if you would please call the roll.
Councilmember Sidnor,
Here.
Mr. Wilson,
Here.
Mr. Kish,
Here.
Mr. Welford,
Here.
Ms. Bonner,
Here.
Chairwoman Bettman.
Here.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Thank you. Agenda item 2, the approval of minutes from the January 10th, 2023 meeting. We each received these electronically or in printed copy. Are there any questions for staff? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll move to approve the minutes from January 10th, 2023, as received from staff.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Welford and Mr. Wilson. Ms. Quillen, if you would please call the roll.
Mr. Welford,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yep.
Ms. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Kish,
Abstain, I wasn't at.
Chairwoman Bettman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 3, final record plat application number 938 and resolution number 23-03-PC 417 Main Street, filed by K. Hamideh. Included in this agenda item is a public hearing on the application and final action by the Planning Commission. We'll now hear the report.
Good evening, Madam Chair and fellow commission members. This is Joshua Mitchum, ECD staff. I will be giving the staff report for record plat application number 938. The applicant is proposing to make a minor adjustment in the boundaries of Lot 1, 10 Riverview Court, and Lot 2, 417 Main Street. Per Unified Land Development Code, Section 20-30.6, small subdivisions, the owners of 417 Main Street and 10 Riverview Court, again, Riverview Apartments, desire to sell or exchange parcels of land between themselves for the purpose of making minor adjustments in the boundaries. The proposal will add approximately 7,929 square feet of area to 10 Riverview Court, taken from 417 Main Street. Furthermore, the lot's existing parking will not be reduced as a result of the proposed subdivision. The current lot conditions for 417 Main Street are as follows. The current lot area is 17,290 square feet, net lot coverage of 14%, and an ordinance maximum of 40%. The green space area of 86% with a minimum 10%. And, excuse me. A front yard setback of 26 feet with a minimum of 10. A left yard setback of 17 feet with a minimum of 5, a right yard setback of 11 feet, a minimum of 5, a rear yard setback of 125 feet and a minimum of 5 feet, and the primary structure height of 2 stories. The new lot conditions for 417 Main Street created by the proposed subdivision are as follows. The new lot area will be 9,415 square feet. The new net lot coverage will be 27% under the 40% maximum. The new green space area will be 73% over the minimum of 10%. The new front yard setback will be 26 feet above the minimum of 10 feet. This is unchanged. The left yard setback will be 17 feet above the minimum of 5 feet. This is also unchanged. Right yard setback of 11 feet, a minimum of 5 feet, unchanged. Rear yard setback of 125 feet with above a minimum of 5, and this is also unchanged. And lastly, primary structure height of 2 stories, maximum 35 feet, and this is also unchanged. The aforementioned lot conditions meet the yard standards required for the CV zone as stated in Unified Land Development Code, Section 20-7.11, Schedule of Area, Yard, and Height Regulations for Commercial Uses, as well as the provisions stated in ULDC Section 20-30.6, Small Subdivisions. Staff recommends that the City of Laurel Planning Commission approve final record plat application number 938 with the following conditions. The applicant shall have the record plat recorded among Prince George's County land records within 180 days of approval. The applicant shall submit the recorded plat to the City of Laurel Department of Economic and Community Development, as well as the City of Laurel Department of Public Works. And lastly, the applicant shall comply with all applicable local, state, and federal laws and regulations in the development and use of the property. That concludes the reading of my report, and the applicant is available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchum. Any questions for staff?
I have.
At this time, at 6:05, I would like to open the public hearing on this application. There is no one currently signed up. Is there anyone wishing to speak on the application? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. And if there are no questions for staff, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve final record plat number 938 and resolution number 23-03-PC for 417 Main Street, filed by K.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
that.
Mr. Kish, for the
Yes.
second? Roll call, please.
Ms. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Kish,
Yes.
Mr. Welford,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yep.
Chairwoman Bettman,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 4, Forest Conservation Plan and Resolution Number 23-05-PC. Is that correct? 0 Contee Road?
There's not an address.
There's just not an address, it's part
There's
of.
not an address that's tied to it. There's
Okay.
just tax IDs.
Thank you. So let me start that again. Agenda item 4, Forest Conservation Plan and Resolution Number 23-05-PC, Contee Road, filed by Legends Group, Mike Collins. Included in this agenda item is a public hearing on the application and final action by the Planning Commission. We're ready for the staff report.
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commission members. This is Emily Klein Gibson, Planner 1 with ECD, presenting the staff report. The applicant is requesting Planning Commission approval with waiver of a forest conservation plan associated with the Islamic Community Center located off Contee Road. The applicant proposes to clear a total of 1.12 acres of forested land, where that area will be used as a children's playfield for the community center. The project consists of a total of 6 lots. The proposed 1.12 acres of cleared forest will be located on the 2 lots closest to Contee Road, which are tax ID lots 11242770 and 11243112. There will be a 25-foot buffer along the neighboring residential area located to the right of the property. The required 2.3 acres of reforestation will be met by preserving existing forest on 3 lots located in the rear of the property. The applicant is also requesting approval of a waiver to remove 1 green ash tree that has a diameter measured at 4.5 feet above the ground of 30 inches. The tree is located in the middle of the proposed clearing area. It is recommended that Planning Commission approve the Forest Conservation Plan and Resolution 23-05-PC. This concludes my report, and the applicant is available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Klein Gibson. Are any questions for staff? No. I will open the public hearing at 6:09 p.m. I do not have anyone currently signed up to speak. Is there anyone wishing to speak? And as staff noted, the applicant is here if there are any questions for the applicant. No one wishing to speak? I will close the hearing at 6:09. If there are no questions for the applicant, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve Forest Conservation Plan and Resolution Number 23-05-PC for Contee Road filed by Legends Group. Mike Collins.
I'll second.
Thank you. Ms. Quillen, if you would please call the roll.
Ms. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yep.
Mr. Welford,
Yes.
Mr. Kish,
Yes.
Chairwoman Bettman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to Agenda Item 5, Amended Site and Landscape Plan and Resolution Number 23-06-PC, 8,000 Cherry Lane, filed by Prince George's County Schools. Included in this agenda item is a public hearing on the application and final action by the Planning Commission. Mr. Mitchum.
Thank you. Good evening again, Madam Chair and fellow commission members. The applicant is seeking an amended site landscape approval to perform a number of renovations to the existing stadium field located at Laurel High School. So I'm just going to go through the improvements here. First is the stadium field surfacing. The applicant is proposing to replace the existing natural grass stadium with a synthetic multi-purpose turf surface and stone base, along with the milling and overlaying of the existing track with new track surfacing. Next, for the stadium field events, the applicant is proposing to replace the existing track and field events, a shot put area with a 21-foot by 23-foot concrete pad is proposed in the northeast part of the field. A new high jump pad with track surfacing and landing area is proposed in the east part of the field to the immediate right of the football field. A 150-foot long jump / triple jump runway is proposed in the southeast part of the field. And lastly, a 130-foot pole vault runway is proposed in the southeast part of the field. For new lighting, the applicant is proposing to install new sports and egress lighting. A new bleacher system is proposed to replace the existing wooden bleachers with new steel bleachers in the same location, which is in the south end of the field. The bleachers will have ADA access on a new concrete pad and a concrete sidewalk in front of the bleacher pad. The applicant is also proposing a new press box, replacing the existing 3-story CMU press box with a new steel press box. The proposed steel press box will have 3 interior rooms and a rooftop filming platform located at the north end of the field. Furthermore, new storage sheds. The applicant is proposing 2 new metal storage sheds, one on the left and right sides of the proposed press box. The shed will have roll-up garage doors. The applicant is proposing to install 3 30-foot tall flagpoles on the left side of the field. And lastly, new fencing. The applicant is proposing to install approximately 790 linear feet of black vinyl chain link fencing on the north side of the field and approximately 563 linear feet of 3-foot tall black vinyl chain link fencing on the south side of the field. Staff recommends that the City of Laurel Planning Commission approve the amended site and landscape plan application for 8,000 Cherry Lane with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain all applicable City of Laurel permits, and the applicant shall apply with all applicable local, state, and federal laws and regulations for the protection and use of the property. That concludes the reading of my report, and the applicant is available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Mitchum? Before I open the public hearing on this, I will ask the applicant to please come forward for questions. Welcome. If you'll come right here, and if you would state your name and address, please.
My name is Will Smith. I'm the project management supervisor for the capital programs for Prince George's County Public Schools. Our address, we're actually temporarily located at Meadowbrook Elementary School, Moylan Lane in Bowie, Maryland.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for coming in. I just have a question. What's the approximate cost of the project?
So right now we're about $6.3 million for a complete stadium renovation on this project.
And do you recall the last time we've had any improvements at Laurel High?
At Laurel High School, this is one that has been on everyone's minds for quite some time.
Yeah.
Long overdue, and we're ready to get started. But in terms of timeline, I mean, I would venture to say that it's probably since maybe the press box looked like it's been there at least since the 90s. The bleachers, have been there probably since the 80s or 90s with repair and replacement of just the regular boards. The field probably has never, just besides regular seeding and sod and things of that nature. The track was probably replaced maybe 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah. I remember that.
But yeah, that's kind of.
And my last question would be: what's your timeline for completion of the project?
So we're anticipating starting this summer, just contingent on when we get the permit issuance for the project. We roughly 4 to 5 months. So permit approval is the driver here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Anyone else with questions? Councilman Sidnor?
Yes, I think I know the answer to this question already, though. The track field, would it be a regulation track field for all high schools to compete?
Absolutely. We're actually expanding it to 8 lanes.
Okay. And would it be open for the public when it's not in use?
So all of our facilities are available for public use. We actually have a centralized system in which the public can go and register and request access for any facility in the county, whether it's interior or exterior. And so absolutely it's available for public use.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to referee on the field, referee high school football, and sometimes Laurel High School, we got to put dirt to cover the holes there.
Absolutely.
So looking forward to being on the field, on the turf field there. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would just like to say it's a welcome. It's great to hear the investment the county's going to put into the school and to the field. That's very, very exciting. Any other questions for, if you'll just hold 1 second.
Absolutely.
I do not have anyone, per the agenda at 6:16, I would like to open the public hearing on this application. I do not have anyone signed up for that. Is there anyone wishing to speak or ask anything? Hearing no one, I will close the public hearing. And if there are no further questions, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve amended site and landscape plan and resolution number 23-06-PC for 8,000 Cherry Lane, filed by Prince George's County Public Schools.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Bonner. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Ms. Quillen, if you would please call the roll.
Ms. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yep.
Mr. Welford,
Yes.
Mr. Kish,
Yes.
Chairwoman Bettman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And it was an excellent package. Like I say, it's exciting to watch that come through. Thank you very much. Moving on to, and you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to leave. There's no offense taken if you all are heading out. You take care. Moving on to agenda item 6, planning annual report and resolution number 23-04-PC. Mr. Love.
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commission members. Under Section 1-207B of the Land Use Article, this requires that a planning commission shall prepare, adopt, and file an annual report for the previous calendar year with the local legislative body. So for the year 2022, the City of Laurel issued 89 new residential permits. We anticipate that this trend will continue with the completion of the Laurel Overlook development, the continued construction of Patuxent Greens and the West Side development, and the beginning of the Janoski development, which is now known as Anderson's Green. We also believe that there will be minor updates to the Unified Land Development Code, and we will also begin the process for the 2026 Master Plan update. Staff recommends approval of resolution number 23-04PC, which will then be followed with the Maryland Department of Planning. Thank you, and I'm here for any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Love? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Chair, I'll move to approve the planning annual report and resolution number 23-04PC. And I want to add to thank staff for a good year of 2022. It was difficult with all the COVID stuff, but I think we got through it, and appreciate all the people here at the dais.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Do I?
Second.
Mr. Welford, thank you. Ms. Quillen, if you will please call the roll.
Mr. Wilson?
Yep.
Mr. Welford?
Yes.
Mr. Kish?
Yes.
Ms. Bonner?
Yes.
Chairwoman Bettman.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. And before adjourning, I would just like to thank Laurel TV for all that they do to keep us on the television during our meetings and everything here, and thanks staff for all that you do. With that, no further business. This meeting is adjourned.